Welcome to Void Realities, a space where restless minds can drift, where science becomes a story and questions become gentle companions in the night. Tonight, we follow a thought that shimmers at the edge of understanding. Is there a speed faster than light? One we simply cannot see? Settle in, let your body soften, and allow your thoughts to wander like starlight across the cosmos. This is not a lecture. This is a journey, a calm unfolding through shadows, particles, and galaxies, designed to soothe your mind even as it stirs your wonder. So breathe deeply, let the darkness wrap around you, and together, let us explore what lies beyond the gentle limit of light. Is there a speed faster than light we just can't see? You close your eyes and breathe slowly, letting the day dissolve into stillness. Above you, unseen but ever present, light continues its eternal journey. It has traveled across space for billions of years, slipping through the darkness, carrying stories of distant suns. When you open your eyes tomorrow morning, the golden glow that greets you will not be new, but rather light that has been on its way, streaming steadily toward you at a pace that feels absolute. Light always seems immediate. You flip a switch and the room brightens. You step outside at dusk and the stars already seem to shimmer. Yet behind this immediacy lies an unshakable truth. Light has a speed. It moves at nearly 300,000 kilometers every second, faster than anything else we know. To your mind, it may as well be infinite, but in truth, it is not. Think of light as the heartbeat of the universe. Every pulse defines distance and time. When you gaze at the moon, the soft glow you see left its surface just over a second ago. When you admire the sun's warmth, that light began its journey more than 8 minutes earlier. Even the stars that twinkle seem to be speaking in the present, but their words are echoes from years, centuries, sometimes millennia in the past. You are always looking into memory, into light's patient archive. This speed, so fast yet not endless, creates the framework of reality. It is a silent rule book written into the fabric of space itself. No object, no signal, no piece of matter has ever been observed to outpace it. In physics, it is not merely speed, but the very limit of speed, the edge of possible motion. Einstein wove this truth into his theory of relativity, where the speed of light became the boundary stone of the cosmos, the line no traveler may cross. And yet you wonder, what makes this limit so special? Why should light of all things be chosen as the yardstick of the universe? Perhaps it is because light is more than brightness. It is woven into time itself. Imagine space and time as a great fabric, stretched and silent. Light is the thread that traces the weave, holding the pattern together. If anything could surpass it, the fabric might tear, unraveling the very rhythm of cause and effect. Still, you cannot help but be curious. The mind likes to lean on boundaries, to press against the edges. When you hear that nothing moves faster than light, you ask gently, are there exceptions? Are there illusions that might slip through? The imagination stirs, wondering whether this is the whole truth, or only part of it. For now, it is enough to rest in the certainty of light's constancy. You live inside its cradle. Every second of your life is marked by its speed. The distance between your heart and the stars, between thought and horizon, is drawn in its measure. Without light, there is no sight. Without its speed, there is no order to time. The universe would be dark, unshaped, undefined. As you breathe, picture the path of light around you. It streams from your lamp to the walls. It bounces from your skin to the air. It leaves the earth itself, escaping into the blackness of space, never returning. Some of these photons, the tiny packets of light, may one day slip into the eyes of a distant creature on another world. In that moment, your present becomes their ancient past, carried on the back of light's steady pace. There is comfort in its constancy. The speed of light does not falter or change. Whether it is a beam across your room or a ray from a galaxy on the edge of vision, it moves the same. You can set your watch to it. You can trust the universe to follow it. Light is the rhythm that never misses a beat. And yet, as you rest in this thought, you cannot help but notice something stirring on the edge of imagination. For all its steadiness, light's speed does not always define what you see. There are tricks of geometry, illusions of scale, and whispers of deeper connections that hint at motion stranger still. Sometimes, things seem to move faster, not because they do, but because perspective bends reality into something unexpected. You let this thought linger, soft as twilight. Could there be speeds beyond light? If not in matter, then in shadow, in angle, in silence. And so you drift with the rhythm of light, steady and sure, yet haunted by the faint suggestion that not everything bound by vision is bound by this speed. Somewhere, shadows begin to move, and they seem to outrun the sun. You linger with the thought of light's steady pace, so absolute, so defining. Yet almost immediately, your imagination whispers of exceptions, not solid objects breaking the barrier, but appearances, motions that seem to race ahead of light's gentle speed. Illusions, perhaps, but illusions with lessons to tell. Picture yourself standing at dawn, the sun rising behind you. Your shadow stretches across the ground, thin at first, then long and sweeping. As the sun climbs higher, your shadow moves across the Earth's surface. At times, its tip may seem to race faster than anything you can measure. And if you imagine the sun low on the horizon, your shadow might stretch for miles, the dark edge rushing across hills and valleys. Could that speed exceed the speed of light? In a sense, yes. But your shadow is not a thing. It carries no matter, no energy, no information. It is only the absence of light, the pattern carved by your body into brightness. What seems like a race is only geometry. Astronomers play with this same trick on a grander stage. Imagine pointing a powerful laser at the moon. Sweep it across the surface with a quick flick of your wrist. The glowing spot that dances on the gray dust can move faster than light itself. How is that possible? Because the spot is not a physical traveler. Each photon of the laser still makes its way to the moon at light speed, steady and unbroken. But the place where those photons land, the glowing dot, can shift across miles in less than an instant. Like your shadow, it is not an object, only a meeting point, an illusion born of perspective. This is where the mind must pause, distinguishing between what is real and what only seems real. Speed, after all, is a relationship, distance divided by time. But not all relationships carry meaning. A racing shadow cannot send a signal. A dancing dot on the moon cannot carry information faster than light. Without the ability to transmit something tangible, the illusion remains harmless, a trick of angles, a reminder that perception can stretch beyond the limits, even when reality cannot. You breathe deeply, letting this sink in. The universe is generous with such paradoxes. It allows your senses to witness strange phenomena. Shadows outrunning the sun, spots leaping across the moon, while still preserving its deeper order. The cosmic speed limit remains unbroken, even as appearances tease otherwise. It is almost as though the universe gives you little riddles, gentle puzzles that stir your curiosity without betraying its foundation. Think of watching waves on the shore. The crests seem to rush sideways, rolling faster than the water beneath them. But the water molecules do not travel that way. They rise and fall, bobbing in place. The speed belongs to the pattern, not the particles. Shadows, spots, and waves all remind you. Not everything that looks like motion is motion. Still, there is something strangely comforting in these illusions. They suggest that the world is richer than simple limits. Even when physics sets its boundaries, perception finds ways to stretch them, to make you wonder. The shadow rushing across fields, the laser sweeping the moon. These are gentle invitations to look closer, to ask deeper questions. You realize then that what matters is not whether something appears to move faster than light, but whether it can carry meaning. A shadow cannot whisper a message. A laser spot cannot deliver a thought. They are echoes, reflections, patterns, but never carriers of truth. The universe guards its law carefully. Nothing that contains matter or information can overtake light's steady pace. And yet, even with this reassurance, curiosity lingers. If shadows and spots are illusions, could there be other phenomena, stranger, deeper, that hint at connections beyond light's grasp? Physics does not dismiss such questions. It holds them gently like seeds. Some are illusions, some are mysteries, and a few lead to discoveries that shift the way you see reality itself. As you rest, you feel the quiet pull of one such mystery. It is not an illusion, but something observed again and again, defying ordinary explanation. Two particles, separated by vast distances, mirroring each other instantly, as though distance itself does not matter. And so you drift from the play of shadows into something far more unsettling. A whisper from the quantum world, where connection leaps beyond space, and two particles move as one. You settle deeper into stillness, following the trail of shadows and illusions. They danced quickly but carried no substance, no real signal. Yet now your attention shifts to a mystery that does not belong to shadows at all. It belongs to the smallest scales of existence, so small that your eyes cannot see them and your hands cannot hold them. A world where rules seem to dissolve and new rhythms emerge. This is the world of the quantum. In that world, particles are not simply tiny balls of matter. They are like waves of possibility, shimmering across space, uncertain until observed. And among their many strange behaviors, one stands out like a quiet whisper across the cosmos. Entanglement. Entanglement is a bond that defies distance. Imagine two particles born together, like twins from the same spark. Once linked, they seem to remain connected no matter how far they drift apart. Change one, and the other responds instantly, as if distance itself has vanished. It is not a signal, not a message flying faster than light. Instead, it is as though the universe has written them into the same sentence, and when you change one word, the meaning of the whole sentence shifts everywhere at once. Einstein himself struggled with this idea. He called it spooky action at a distance, a phrase half in wonder and half in doubt. To him, the thought that two objects could affect each other faster than light was unsettling. After all, light's speed was supposed to be the ultimate limit, the rhythm that held the cosmos together. How then could entanglement appear to leap across space in no time at all? You breathe slowly, letting this question rest. The truth is that entanglement does not carry information in the way a message does. You cannot use it to send a signal to a friend on another planet. Instead, it reveals something deeper, that separation itself may not be as absolute as it seems. Space feels vast to you, distances measured in light years, galaxies scattered like grains of sand. But entanglement hints that beneath the surface, everything may remain quietly connected. Think of it like two mirrors facing each other. Whatever happens in one is reflected instantly in the other. No signal travels between them because they are not two separate things, but part of a single relationship. Entangled particles are much the same. They are not sending messages through space. They are simply sharing a hidden unity, one that persists even when they drift light years apart. This realization softens the boundary of speed. Light still reigns as the limit for travel, for communication, for matter moving through space. Yet entanglement whispers of something else, a layer of reality where connection does not rely on travel at all. where distance does not weaken the bond, where the rules you live by seem only partial, a surface story hiding a deeper one. Scientists test this again and again. They create entangled particles, measure them, and find the same mirrored results no matter how carefully they try to separate them. The evidence is clear, even if the explanation is not. And so, entanglement remains one of the universe's most delicate puzzles. Real, measurable, undeniable, but not fully understood. For you, lying quietly in the dark, it is a soothing thought. To imagine that even across the great emptiness of space, there are threads that bind things together. That separation is not as complete as it feels. That perhaps, in some unseen way, everything shares in a larger unity. It is not faster than light travel, not a messenger across the stars, but a reminder that reality is more mysterious than the limits you know. As you drift further into rest, you might feel comfort in that whisper. The idea that no distance is absolute, that connection can stretch beyond measure. You are part of this universe too, and perhaps, in some hidden way, you are also entangled with it, woven into the same sentence, written into the same pattern. And yet, as gentle as this thought is, it leads you to wonder again. If entanglement is not truly faster than light, but simply beyond distance, then what about the universe itself? If space is not fixed but growing, could whole galaxies be carried apart faster than light speed, not by traveling, but by the swelling of space itself? And so, from the whisper of entanglement, your mind drifts outward to the quiet expansion of the universe itself. A motion stranger still, where space does the moving and galaxies drift apart beyond light's reach. You rest in the quiet echo of entanglement, that whisper of connection across distance. It feels like a hidden unity, a reminder that separation is not always what it seems. Yet as you follow this thought, your awareness expands outward, away from the tiny world of particles, into the vast expanse of the cosmos itself. And here, in the silent darkness between galaxies, you discover another riddle. One written not in whispers, but in the very movement of space. The universe is not still. From the moment of the Big Bang, it has been stretching, swelling, expanding. Imagine painting tiny dots on the surface of a balloon. As the balloon inflates, the dots move away from one another. None of the dots are flying through the surface, and none of them are special. It is the surface itself that grows, carrying the dots apart. In the same way, galaxies drift away from one another not because they are racing through space, but because space itself is stretching beneath them. This expansion is gentle nearby, but dramatic at a distance. Close to us, in our local cluster of galaxies, gravity binds the stars together. The Milky Way and Andromeda are even moving toward one another, destined to merge billions of years from now. But farther away, beyond the reach of our galaxy's pull, the expansion becomes clear. The greater the distance, the faster the retreat. A galaxy twice as far seems to recede twice as quickly. The whole cosmos is like a great unfolding fabric, its edges always stretching wider. Here is the astonishing truth. Beyond a certain distance, galaxies are carried away faster than light itself. Not because they are traveling through space at impossible speeds, but because the space between us and them is growing so quickly that light cannot keep up. Their retreat is not motion in the ordinary sense. It is the silent swelling of the stage upon which all motion plays. To your mind, used to everyday distances, this feels impossible. You picture a car, a plane, even a rocket, and you know that nothing can outpace light. But galaxies are not vehicles. They are passengers of expansion. They ride a river whose current accelerates with no resistance. And if the river flows faster than light, then no signal, no photon, no glimpse of starlight can cross it to reach you. This is why the universe holds horizons. Just as the Earth has an edge you cannot see past, defined by its curve, The universe has boundaries beyond which no light will ever arrive. There are galaxies whose glow will never reach your eyes, not because their light is too faint, but because the space between you and them grows faster than their light can bridge. They slip quietly beyond the cosmic horizon, carried into invisibility by the very fabric of reality. You breathe slowly, imagining this. The night sky you see is not the whole story. It is only the part of the universe whose light has reached you, a cosmic memory carved into starlight. Beyond that horizon, more galaxies drift, unseen and unreachable, expanding away into silence. They exist, but for you, they may as well belong to another reality. And yet, there is comfort here too. Expansion does not diminish what is near. The sun still warms you. The moon still pulls the tides. The stars that dot your night are still companions, close enough that their light finds you. The universe is both vast and intimate, growing endlessly, yet still wrapping you in its nearby glow. Still, the mind wonders, what drives this expansion? Why does the cosmos not only swell, but accelerate in its growth? For decades, scientists believed gravity should slow it down, pulling galaxies back together like a stretched sling. But when astronomers measured the truth, they found the opposite. Expansion was not slowing, it was speeding up. Something unseen, something woven into the fabric of space itself, is pushing galaxies apart. It is not light, not matter, not anything familiar. It is called dark energy. A name as mysterious as the force itself. And so, you drift from the gentle swell of expansion into the deeper question. What is this hidden force, this ghostly hand that drives the universe to grow ever faster, pulling galaxies apart with quiet insistence? You rest within the thought of expansion, the quiet stretching of space that carries galaxies apart like leaves drifting on a widening river. It is vast, gentle, yet unrelenting. And now your mind turns toward the force behind it, a presence you cannot see, cannot touch, yet whose fingerprints shape the destiny of the cosmos. This is dark energy, the ghostly hand guiding the universe's growth. Dark energy is not like sunlight, which you can feel on your skin. It is not like gravity, which tethers your feet to the ground. It is not matter at all, not stars, not planets, not dust. Instead, it is something stranger, something woven into the very emptiness of space. When scientists first discovered the universe was expanding faster and faster, they had no choice but to name this unknown presence. They called it dark energy, not because it is dark like shadow, but because it is hidden, mysterious, and unseen. Imagine the universe as a great, silent fabric stretched across eternity. Every galaxy is stitched into that fabric, moving not because it chooses to, but because the fabric itself is stretching beneath it. Dark energy is the quiet tension that pulls at this fabric, causing it to swell ever faster. You cannot ride it. You cannot use it as a wind. It is not a current that carries travelers. It belongs only to space itself. And yet, it changes everything. If gravity were the only force at play, the universe would be slowing, perhaps even folding back in on itself in some far future. Instead, dark energy ensures the opposite. Galaxies retreat with growing speed, horizons slip farther from reach, and the night sky grows more empty with time. In billions of years, distant galaxies will fade beyond sight, leaving only the nearby cluster for future beings to witness. The universe will grow darker, colder, lonelier, not because stars have died, but because expansion has carried them beyond view. You let this truth settle softly, like snow. There is a stillness in realizing that the cosmos you see tonight is only temporary, a fleeting arrangement in an ever-widening space. Dark energy does not roar, does not announce itself. It works in silence, reshaping the universe on a scale so vast you can only glimpse its effect. What exactly is dark energy? Even now, no one knows. Some say it is the energy of empty space itself, a property of the vacuum that pushes outward. Others wonder if it is a new field, a new force not yet understood. Its name is a placeholder, a reminder of how much remains hidden. And in that mystery, your imagination finds room to breathe. It is comforting, in a way, that the universe still holds secrets too large to solve. You live in a time when so much is explained, when the laws of physics describe the orbits of planets, the dance of electrons, the fire of stars. And yet, here is something that resists explanation, something that whispers of more to discover. Dark energy is not only a scientific puzzle, it is a promise that mystery endures. You breathe deeply, letting this thought steady you. The cosmos is both knowable and unknowable, clear and hidden. And you, small and fragile beneath the stars, are part of its story. Dark energy stretches space itself, but it also stretches your curiosity, urging you to look further, to wonder more. Still, you cannot help but ask, if dark energy drives the universe outward, endlessly expanding, what becomes of it all in the far future? What fate awaits a cosmos that grows ever faster, leaving its galaxies adrift in silence? Will there be an end, or only an infinite unfolding? And so, you drift from the ghostly presence of dark energy into the horizon of time itself, where the question deepens. What does the future hold for a universe that never stops expanding? You drift now toward the farthest reaches of thought, guided by the quiet hand of dark energy. You have felt the steady rhythm of light, the tricks of shadows, the strange whisper of entanglement, and the swelling of space itself. Each has carried you further from the familiar into the wide, silent fabric of the cosmos. And now you arrive at the edge, the horizon beyond which even light cannot return. Every universe with expansion has its limits, horizons drawn not by walls or borders, but by the rhythm of space and time. Just as the Earth's curve hides distant lands from view, the universe itself has horizons that hide whole galaxies. Beyond them, the fabric of space stretches faster than light can cross, carrying distant stars away forever. Their light begins its journey toward you, but the road lengthens faster than the light can travel, and so their glow never arrives. It is strange to imagine that reality can be divided this way. You live in one cosmic neighborhood, a region of galaxies bound to visibility. Beyond that, there are realms forever hidden, not by shadow, but by the restless growth of space. The universe you see is only a fragment, a chapter, a visible circle carved out of an infinite book. The rest remains unreadable, even if you wait eternity. This boundary is called the cosmic horizon, a line drawn not in stone, but in silence. No ship, no signal, no dream can cross it. Not because the galaxies beyond have disappeared, but because the very concept of reaching them has no meaning when space itself flows faster than light's steady beat. You breathe gently, feeling the weight of this truth. Faster than light exists here, but not as travel, not as objects leaping across space. It exists as expansion, as the horizon itself, as a reminder that speed is not always motion and distance is not always bridgeable. Beyond the horizon, galaxies are real but untouchable, like memories that never arrive. And yet, there is peace in this. Horizons remind you of your place, not as master of the cosmos, but as witness. You are not meant to see everything, not meant to know every corner. Mystery is part of the design. The unseen gives depth to the seen. The silence beyond gives meaning to the starlight within. Still, your curiosity lingers. What becomes of a universe that expands without end? Astronomers imagine a future where galaxies slip further apart until only the closest cluster remains visible. Beyond that, stars burn out, one by one, leaving black dwarfs, fading embers in the dark. In trillions of years, even those remnants may decay until only the quiet hum of expansion remains. An empty, ever-widening silence. But silence is not nothingness. It is possibility. The universe, even in its loneliness, holds space for reflection, for wonder, for mystery. Perhaps faster than light is not a path for ships or signals, but a reminder that there are layers of reality your mind can only touch in metaphor, in dream. Beyond horizons, there is always something more, even if you cannot reach it. You let this realization settle in your body. The speed of light is not a prison, but a rhythm. It gives structure to sight, to time, to memory. The illusions of shadows, the whispers of entanglement, the swelling of space, each is a reminder that the boundary is both firm and flexible. Firm because nothing material crosses it. Flexible because your imagination can. Perhaps that is the gift of horizons, to remind you that you do not need to go everywhere to feel the vastness. You do not need to see everything to know it exists. You're already part of it, entangled in the same universe, carried in the same expansion, bound to the same silence. Faster than light may remain unreachable, but in stillness, you discover something greater, the quiet unity of being within it all. And so you rest, not at the end of the story, but at its horizon, where mystery remains, where silence holds the universe gently, and where your curiosity drifts softly into the infinite. The journey you have taken tonight has carried you through many landscapes of thought. You began with the gentle rhythm of light, the speed that defines vision and time. You wandered into the play of shadows and illusions, where appearances outrun reality. You listened to the whisper of entangled particles, bound together beyond distance. You floated outward to the swelling universe, driven by the quiet hand of dark energy. And you ended at the horizon, where galaxies slip silently beyond sight, reminding you that there are edges you cannot cross. All along, you have been held by one question. Is there a speed faster than light we just can't see? And perhaps the answer is softer than a number, gentler than a law. Faster than light is not always motion. Sometimes it is illusion. Sometimes it is connection. Sometimes it is silence. The universe does not answer with a single truth, but with many layers, each inviting you to wonder. There is comfort in this. You do not need every answer to rest. You do not need every secret revealed to feel at home in the cosmos. The universe is vast, but it is also intimate, woven into your breath, your heartbeat, your thoughts. The same laws that guide galaxies guide the light in your room. The same mystery that expands the cosmos expands within you. As you lie here, your body softening into stillness, imagine yourself as part of this larger fabric. You are not separate from the light, nor from the shadows, nor from the horizons. You belong to the same unfolding story. Every atom in you was once carried by stars. Every breath you take belongs to a rhythm older than Earth itself. Let this thought soothe you. You do not need to travel faster than light to reach the infinite. The infinite is already here, surrounding you, holding you gently. Beyond every horizon, there is another horizon. Beyond every question, another question. And yet, there is no rush to reach them. They will wait patiently as you rest. So close your eyes. Let the questions drift like stars beyond the horizon. Let your thoughts dissolve into stillness, where speed no longer matters and silence becomes the answer. For in this quiet, you're already part of the vastness. Beyond light, beyond measure, beyond time.